Welcome, world, to Life, Love, and Wellness Global, a worldwide wellness movement. I am Reverend Sandy Rogers, and as the creator of this historic event, it is my pleasure to welcome you. We come together to bring you this historic event. We have practitioners, holistic practitioners. We have medical doctors, we have spiritual individuals. This event is so lovingly dedicated to my mother, Mrs. Barbara Dean Brown. And my mother taught me like 40 plus years ago about the importance and the meaning behind herbs. And she would always say, we don't know what they putting in those pills, so you better not, get hooked on prescription drugs. And so we listened to Mom, but not all of us paid attention. My sister, bless her heart, was diagnosed recently thereafter with asthma, and she was prescribed prednisone, which is a very powerful steroid. And my sister actually got hooked on steroids like someone out on the street kind of hooked, like on heroin or crack or something like that. And so my mom and my sister are both on the other side, living in the other dimension, but they're upholding me, and this is dedicated to their memory. So we don't want to come and make you change your mind about what you're doing. We just want to provide information to you, something different, so that you have options to choose from, so that you're not stuck. Because the environment that we now live in, the fast foods, the toxins in the air that we breathe and in the water that we drink, and the processed foods, and all of that is causing havoc on this precious body temple. So God created our bodies to heal themselves, but they can only heal themselves when they're fed and they're nourished and they're stress-free. And so the 60 or so or more experts that we have are bringing you this worldwide wellness movement in an attempt to share their testimonies and their information with you. So we have from age 14 on up. I don't even know what the oldest age is. I think 88 or something. So you see, that's a wide range of knowledge that we're bringing you. And so we hope that you come and that you get all the knowledge that you need to affect a positive change on your life, and share this with others. It's free, it's online, and so we're just so thankful that you decided to be a part of our listening community, the viewing community, and we certainly appreciate you for giving us your time of day and your energy and your efforts to being with us and to being a part of this historic event. We have pulled together people of color for you, by you, right? So we want to make sure that you understand that we too, melanated people with color, can enjoy, practice, and participate in some of these modalities that others have been doing for centuries, and that is pretty new to our community. So we talk about Qigong, we talk about meditation, yoga, spiritual work from a different perspective than religion. So we talk about the spirituality aspect. We talk about abuse in the families. We talk about all kinds of subjects because we know that in our communities there are layers and layers and layers and layers of stuff that we never talk about that's causing a negative effect on our bodies and its healing process. So we address it, whatever it is, and we hope that you will benefit from the many experts that we have, and that you walk away with lots of knowledge and lots of new information, and that you become fully empowered to share information with others. So thank you for being with us. We love you and we bless you, and we look forward to doing this again. But thanks for being here with the first one. We appreciate you.
Life, love, and wellness. Life, love, and wellness.
thank you so much for having me on your program, Reverend Sandy. My name's Robert Wadley, and I'm originally from Atlanta, but I moved here into Hillsborough, North Carolina a couple of years ago after I was recently laid off from corporate America. And my story really begins a while back. In 2010, I was diagnosed with stage 4 colon cancer, and I went through the traditional chemo and radiation therapies to address that, Western medicine. And then a friend of mine told me about the Raw Foods Institute in Atlanta, which is founded by Brenda Cobb. And I went through their program. They had I believe it was a 10-day program that I went through, and it actually brought me back to life after I went through that chemo and radiation. Some days I couldn't get out of bed because they had me on these opiates, and I couldn't really do too much during the day. But after changing my diet, eating a more plant-based diet, gave my body what it needed to heal itself, and I was able to actually return to work and regain my productivity. So I credit that all to a diet change. So I'm a proponent. Right now I do lectures and talks on how to increase a more plant-based diet in your lifestyle so that you can, your body can basically heal itself and you can get off some of those medications they have you on, because nowadays the doctors are prescribing one medication for one symptom, and that's all they're doing is treating the symptom. But then the pill they give you has so many different side effects, they have to give you another pill to address those. So some clients I have been on like 15 pills a day, and it's kind of bad to see that, that's the way pharmaceuticals are going, trying to make some money off of people who are really at their will, So that's why I try to inform people of a better way to do it. And, a simple change in adding more vegetables or fruits to your diet can assist your body into maintaining its health or regaining its health. And right now, what I'm doing is actually, the name of my company is Raw Food, Raw Food Prep, 4 Life. And you can look me up on Facebook. There's a Facebook page there where I'll post some different easy to make recipes that you can do with your family or your kids to get them started into eating healthy instead of, always going to McDonald's and stuff like that.
I remember when you were first diagnosed and I came to visit and you were like barely moving. It seemed like it took all your effort just to walk across the room, and then you had a dinner, a celebration shortly after the 10 days, and you were literally just jumping around the house, and I was like, oh my God, what's up?
Yeah, that's a testimony to the process that I went through with the Living Foods Institute in Atlanta, because they address the whole person, the body, the soul, and the spirit, and get you into the right frame of mind to kind of help your body heal itself. Instead of getting all bent out on your diagnosis per se, they want you to see yourself already as whole and healthy. And that way you can focus on that goal instead of bringing up, all the negativity with the diagnosis that you got from a doctor.
And that 3-part or 4-part method is what you do with your clients as well?
Yes, basically I first give them some information about nutrition. I'm not a nutritionist, but I am a chef, and I'm a certified raw food educator. So I tell them instruct them on how to increase their plant intake during the day. And it could be as simple as, just bringing a salad for lunch instead of going out to eat for lunch. You bring your own salad, and that way you can kind of control your portions as well as what's going into it. And I give them some brief, recipes on how to make their own salad dressing instead of buying salad dressing from the store. And that seems to give them something to start with, something basic and easy to do. And like I said, if you include your kids into the process, then they'll get that attitude of wanting to eat healthy as well, during their lifetime.
Why is it important to make your salad dressing versus buying it out of the store?
Well, with store-bought products, if you read the labels, you're going to see these words that you can barely pronounce, and you know that if you can't pronounce it, it's probably not going to be good or healthy or organic for your body to kind of metabolize and make use of. So more than likely it'll go to fat, if it doesn't know what to do with it. If it can't eliminate it, it'll just put it in the fat cell, and you'll be storing that for a while until you can kind of release that. And it's always good to know what you're putting in your body temple, because nowadays even the FDA, you can't really trust the FDA to be 100% sure of what's going on with our food supply. And if you're also aware of some of the trends in the meat production and poultry industries, you may want to think twice about eating meat at all. Yeah, so there's a lot to learn, and like I said, you don't have to know it all to begin. You just take one easy step. You don't have to see the end of the staircase to just take that one step and say, hey, I want to take control of my health by eating properly and giving the body, nourishment that it can actually use. So I do a lot of, I do some smoothies and juices and a lot of salads. Yeah.
So when you started the 10-day program 8 years ago, wow, in 2010 you said,
yes.
Right. So when you started that 10-day program, did you believe that it was going to work? Did you hope it was going to work? Or were you like, man, I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired?
At first, I didn't know what to expect, but I knew I had to do something, and it came at a point in my life where I was on short-term disability, and that was about to run out, and I would have to go back to work or, do something. And I know I couldn't go back to work on all of these opioids they had me on. They had me on morphine and stuff like that. So I couldn't really function under those kind of conditions. So I did go to the class. I was able to negotiate a price with Jane. And she's the manager over there. She's very good at getting people the support that they need to make their body whole again. So I was able to go there, and just like I said, they address the whole person, not just the physical part or the nutrition side. They also get into the way you think. And after going through a couple of classes and with them on thinking, you can understand as to why you're not healing yourself, because you're always focusing on the negative instead of the positive. So once I got that out of the way, it was kind of easy to let the universe do the rest. Basically you just had to have faith or understanding that you're a spiritual being on this earth plane having a human experience, and sickness is one of those experiences that some people have to go through to gain a greater spiritual understanding. So it actually helped me, because when I first got into the diagnosis, I could be saying, why me, and all this other stuff, but instead I took the perspective of saying, what am I supposed to learn from this, and how can I, be of service to humanity? And that made a whole difference there. With the perspective that you're going into a diagnosis or any kind of treatment with, that is here, it's given to you because you need to learn some kind of lesson, and that way you can share it with humanity and other people going through the same thing you're going through. So it was a really good learning experience. It's kind of like a wake-up call, basically, because right now I'm 59, and I know I'm almost halfway done here, so I need to really get on the stick and do what I'm supposed to do here on this earth plane. So I'm gaining a lot of knowledge in a short period of time, and it's been exciting.
You look extremely healthy.
Thank you.
Look like that C word never touched your body.
Right.
So the process with the food, it involves detoxing.
Correct.
Can you explain what detoxing is?
Well, detoxing is basically getting your body to a point where it's going to release all the toxins that you've built up over the years, eating what they call a standard American diet, a SAD diet. So your body's got all these toxins and stuff built up. Like I said, if it doesn't know how to process it and it doesn't eliminate it, it'll go to the fat cell. So once you get on a healthy eating regimen, your body's going to release all these toxins and stuff, and you may go through what they call a healing crisis, which is where you really get sicker before you get better. And some people have to go through it and some people don't. It just depends on what stage your body's at the time you decide to make a move to the positive direction and try to help yourself heal. So detoxing is that period of time where your body's releasing most of its toxicity, and it'll be able to better absorb the nutrition from the better or healthier diet that you're on at the moment.
Is detoxing, do you just do that once? How often?
Well, you can do it. It depends on your conviction, like I said. Some people do it yearly, just as a spiritual practice as well. It's for like fasting or the lemon and cayenne pepper kind of diet some people go on with the honey. And basically that's just to give your digestive tract a break from eating a lot of red meats and stuff that's going to take a while to digest and be absorbed by the system. So detoxing gives your body a break where it'll kind of have the chance to clean up whatever's in your system at the moment and release it, and then get back onto eating a healthy way of life.
Do you speak with a lot of people that have cancer in their body, or?
Well, at the moment I want to focus on people with cancer who have been diagnosed and help them get past any kind of issues, mental or dietary, where it can support them into allowing the body to kind of assist whatever treatment they're going through. Because a lot of people aren't really into the holistic medicine at the moment, but if they do change their diet, they'll notice that their treatment with Western medicine is going to be a lot easier, and you won't retain a lot of the chemicals that they're putting in your body.
There's a train of thought that cancer cannot be cured and you must stay on certain medications for the rest of your life for you to stay in remission. What do you say to that?
Well, I say that you're a spiritual being, you're one with God, and there is no disease in God. So once you clear up your thinking, you'll realize that a diagnosis is just something someone said, and you can't really, well, you can take their word for it. Well, I guess you got to take their word for it if they're in the hospital or something like that. But you do have the power to heal yourself, and once you realize that you are a powerful being, you can almost instantaneously go into remission. Like I said, it's all about the way you think about something. You can kind of judge it like good or bad, but nothing's really good or bad. It's just an experience, and it's here to teach you something.
I've heard say that cancer is the accumulation of unresolved traumas or unresolved issues. How do you relate that statement to what you actually experienced?
Well, I can say that during that process where I was going through treatment and stuff, it kind of went through my mind as to how I got this. And I would attribute it mostly to my diet. I was eating a lot of barbecue and, red meats on the grill, and, that's basically, the nurse told me that's what's, killing you, all this red meat that you're eating. And I said, okay, well, I'll definitely look into that. And, but also there is an emotional side. So if you are bottling up a lot of anger or hatred towards someone else, then I would suggest or recommend that you forgive them, not for their sake, but for your own sake, because holding this in your system can make you have some kind of physiological response, and it could like stress your system out to the point where you can develop cancer or some kind of ailment. And it has been determined that different emotions when bottled up or stored in the body will affect certain organs more than others. So yeah, I think it's possible if you have a lot of stress going on, or you have some kind of unresolved issue with a family member or a friend, and you're just keeping it all to yourself, then that could affect your health.
Now I know people watching this are gonna be like, "You want me to give up my barbecue? Are you crazy, man?"
Well, I would say everything in moderation, basically. I'm not 100% vegan, but I do kind of have my plate set up where there's more green stuff on there than red stuff.
Well, that's good. That's good to know, because we have to find our balance in it,
Exactly.
right? Because we can't be too extreme this way or too extreme that way.
Yeah, you'll be setting yourself up for failure if you try to be on a strict diet, because diets don't really work. Basically, when you find something that works for you, because everybody's going to be different, it's bio-individuality, where what may work for you may not work for someone else. So you got to kind of take charge of your health and kind of realize, what your body's telling you. You got to be in tune with your intuition, and you just know your body, and if you feel an ache over here, then what's going on and what's causing it. And I would also recommend that people get into the practice of spending some quiet time daily, to kind of quiet your mind and just don't think of anything. It could be a meditative practice, or it could just be sitting still for a minute, being disconnected from all the electronics and stuff like that, where you can just take time to listen to the perfect sound of silence. And that way, if you pose a question to yourself, to your higher self, and that quietness, you'll get a response.
You brought up electronics. Talk to us about that.
Well, if you work in front of a computer daily, then you're getting exposed to a lot of what they call EMF, which is electromotive forces. And, you can't feel them per se, but they are going through your body, sort of like the shortwave radios, even radio signals from the stations that you listen to daily. That's constantly bombarding your cells and stuff with electromotive force. And this really can kind of exacerbate any kind of issues you may have going at the time. And there was a study where these two ladies, I believe in France, who were really sensitive to the EMFs in their area, and they had to actually live in a cave to be shielded from all of that stuff to live comfortably. But yeah, we're all being polluted. We're in a polluted environment right now. The air is polluted, the water's polluted, and it's kind of hard to say that you're going to be in a pristine environment, but you do the best you can. And by giving yourself organic rather than regular vegetables that may have been sprayed with pesticides. And when you wash your vegetables, you're not washing that stuff off. It's still in the vegetable itself. So if you can afford it, I would always recommend to do organic when possible. But you know, there's a list that you can actually download from the web called the Dirty Dozen, and it'll tell you exactly which fruits and vegetables are more highly sprayed with pesticides than others, and you know which could be safe to eat. You know, if you have a peel on it, then you're more than likely safe to eat that vegetable without, you know, having too much concern about pesticides.
So this worldwide wellness movement is about providing helpful information to individuals in a language that can be easily understood, and you've done such an excellent job with that, telling your victory over the C word, right?
Yes.
Is there any additional suggestions, advice, recommendations that you would make to people to continue to live or to start a healthier lifestyle?
Well, yeah, definitely get in tune with your intuition and your higher self. That's basically what I'm saying, your spirit. Get it to know your spirit. It will always guide you the right way. And if you follow that, you know, you shouldn't have any problem in life, because you're here for a reason. And once you realize what that reason is, then you can pursue that and live a productive as well as thriving life.
Well, thank you, Mr. Wadley. You have been such an incredible inspiration, and I want people to understand that this man you see before you just 8 years ago was diagnosed with stage 4 colon cancer, and he is just looking so healthy and radiant and brilliant. So thank you so much.
Thankful and grateful to be here. Namaste. Out of quartz crystal, and it's been heated to like 4,000 degrees to get this shape on the mold. And the note that it's playing is F sharp, and this one particular bowl is infused with frankincense, so it's called an alchemist singing bowl, crystal singing bowl. So the vibration goes through your body at the cellular level, which will assist in healing anything that's going on with you. And I also have like tuning forks that do the same thing.
And this is a part of your healing ritual?
Yes, basically I was using it in meditation, you know, preparing a group for meditation or something like that. This will the frequency vibration of, kind of uplifts you.